Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a minute before I get into the content today to say thank you to those of you who have recently subscribed to my channel. We're really young getting started out on this channel, and we're still well below 100 subscriptions even, but it means a lot to me that you took the time to do that. Thank you. My name is Mark. I am 44 years old, and I have this YouTube channel with the goal of encouraging, providing hope, having just everyday conversations, offering a little bit of wit and wisdom along the way. I like to consider myself a hope dealer. And if that resonates with you, thank you for being a part of this channel. If you find yourself in need of some hope, maybe you'll find some here. I wanted to talk today about the power of positive emotions. I'm not talking about the power of positivity, like irrational optimism. I just want to talk about the power of positive emotions, or the power that positive emotions give you versus the control that negative emotions rob from you. I was talking to my daughter about this on the way to school this morning. My daughter is a junior in high school, and we were talking about it. And right now in America and in our political system, there's a lot of angst, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of anxiety. And so I've been dealing a lot with that, with the people that I coach and the people that I counsel, the conversations I have, just like you do, every single day. And I talk about anger on this channel, and I know the danger of anger in a person's life. So I was thinking about a verse. Actually, I wear a ring on my right hand, and on the inside is a verse from some wisdom literature from the Bible in the book of Proverbs, Proverbs 16:32, which in that old King James version says, "He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls." Using the word picture of an ancient city without walls is a city that is already under subjugation, or it's open to attack. And Solomon said that when a person isn't in control of their own spirit, their own emotions, they're left wide open to attack. They're left wide open to subjugation. They're left wide open to being controlled. And I think that's what negative emotions do in our lives. Negative emotions would be things like envy, jealousy, rage, covetousness, if that's a word that resonates with people. Those kind, even things like despair and hopelessness, those kinds of emotions, they rob us of control. I think anger is also one of those negative emotions. I know that there are a lot of people who will say, "No, Mark, there's a good anger and there's a righteous anger." I hear you, and I'm working through thinking about that, but I still hold pretty tightly to the idea that we don't need anger to accomplish good things. It's not uncommon today for especially younger people to use the word triggered. They're like, "Oh, don't say that because you'll trigger people," or people will put a trigger warning on their videos. And if you think about what triggers are things that if you say that to someone, they'll have no option, theoretically, other than to respond in this vitriol or in this anger, or you're going to trigger anxiety in them, or you're going to trigger fear in them. Fear and anxiety would also be negative emotions. When we're in the grip of negative emotions, much of our self-control, the ability to determine our actions, is taken away from us. And it's given either to the emotion itself, or circumstances around us, or the people who are responsible for generating that emotion in our life. News organizations on both sides of the aisle do this very well. They like to gin up anger or anxiety or fear, and sometimes irrationally so, because if they can generate those negative emotions in you, they can steer you in a direction that they want you to go, or they want me to go. And I think that's the wisdom of Solomon when he said, if a man is not in control of his own spirit, of his own emotions, then he's being controlled by someone else, or at the very least, he's wide open to it. Positive emotions, on the other hand, are different than that. Because when you talk about love, when you talk about compassion, when you talk about mercy, What are some other positive emotions? I mean, you have love, mercy, compassion. Those positive emotions, when you respond out of those emotions, those aren't things that demand an action of you or produce an action that is out of your control. They're positive. I can choose to love. When Jesus said, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you, he was talking about positive emotion. It's the normal, uncontrolled response to respond to bad news or injustice or hate with anger. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If someone slaps you, you slap them harder. If you do me wrong, I'll do you wrong, that kind of thing. Those are easy responses. Love is hard, and anything that's hard requires some consistency or some strength within us to do it. Even Jesus said, nobody takes my life from me. I lay it down. And the Bible says that he was responding with love. So love isn't passivity. I'm not talking about passiveness or an inactivity, just a passive acceptance, but a real active strength. It's the same thing with mercy or with compassion. To act in positive emotion allows us to maintain control in our lives. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. Let peace be a guiding principle of your life. Those emotions that are positive give us tremendous power to choose how we're going to respond in any given situation. To respond positively, not in reaction, but with intention. Now, I got to think some more about this, and there's more, but I wanted to sit down and talk with you about that because I think it's important right now that we recognize how out of control so many of us are because of the negative emotions that we're allowing to exist in our lives. Anger, fear, anxiety, jealousy, rage. Rage is like specified anger. It's anger directed at a specific thing. If you find those emotions at the forefront of your life right now, it may be difficult for you to hear this, but you're not in control. Someone or something else is. So I want you to reach toward positive emotions, to develop on purpose, to make the choice to walk in love, in hope, in mercy, and in compassion. That is not the common and ordinary way that people walk today, but it's powerful. And you will regain a sense of control and agency in your life when you do that. And when you build the walls around your spirit that says, I'm not going to allow those negative emotions to have direct impact on my life. It's hard work. Building a wall always is. But it gets easier as you do it. And as you build those emotional muscles and you start to exercise the positive emotions in your life, you will regain much of the control that you may feel that you've lost. I would love to talk to you about it. I'm going to talk more about it. I want to, again, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. Not everybody's going to like it. I anticipate getting some negative feedback from this video, but I know that it's true. I believe that it's powerful. This message is something that people need, and I'm just getting started, and I'm so glad that you've decided to join me. I hope if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, that you'll subscribe and join this channel in sharing the message that I think can transform lives. So, thanks for watching.